This is three generations. Your father, Melvin, you, and now Mandela. You guys are like Hollywood royalty. You really are. And it's a pleasure and an honor to speak with you today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We've had three generations of fun doing it. So it's kind of like it's like a family reunion ongoing party.
Well, let's talk about you wore all these hats for this film. You starred in it, you played Chief, you wrote it, you
Mhm.
directed it, produced it. Let's talk about the writing. Where did the idea come from to kind of straddle the line between Western and kind of modernized characters in this Western world? Where did that idea come from? Because I think the story is timely for today, even.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Well, there's an old French saying, le plus ça change, le plus ça reste le même. The more things change, the more they stay the same. And, we hear a lot about, oh, we've never been so divided. And well, actually, we were pretty divided and we figured it out. And there was a time when slavery was legal and women not being able to vote was legal and Jim Crow was legal. And when the laws are unjust, the just are outlaws, and we'll change those laws. And so that's the tagline of our movie. That's why we have the name Outlaw Posse. Um, so I felt that there were so many, forces right now that, we don't share the same facts. We don't watch the same news anymore. But Hollywood made more Westerns than any other genre of movie. And I felt that, if we could go back to that genre and make this gumbo with love for all of us, that maybe if you build it, they will come. And maybe we could have conversations and laugh at ourselves up on screen. How many times do you get to watch a movie where, a son, plays the son, the father is the father, and it's clearly there was shades of Boy Named Sue, the Johnny Cash song when I was writing
Mm-hmm.
it, thinking about that. But where you see a black guy and a white guy decide to rob a bank in as Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid. You know what I mean? That doesn't
Yeah.
happen in many westerns. And as Joseph Culp, the son of Robert Culp from I Spy, says later in the movie, he says, totally befuddled. He's the sheriff. And he says, black and white working in cahoots with each other. Who could have seen that coming? And what I liked was this was a posse that understood that their diversity was a strength, and it's a strength for us as Americans. And
Absolutely.
and so I thought, let's make a film that, in some ways, is historically more accurate. We know the name that cowboys comes from black folks. They would call black men boys no matter the age. It's sort of a derogatory term. And they would say, give you the dirty job. Take care of that horse, boy. Take care of that cow, boy. And those became the cowboys. White guys like being called rough riders. Now, once Hollywood glorified cowboys, then the white guys played them. In fact, white guys even played Native Americans. But in Outlaw Posse, you'll see all of us together: white,
Yeah.
black, straight, gay, all of us. And we were there in the West. And at the end, you see the real pictures. But this guy right here, Mandela Van Peebles, is I couldn't think of a better guy to play my son. He looks a little, we have a little look thing, look alike, but he's also a great writer, great actor. And when I communicate with him, it's easy because he knows it's with love. Even if we agree or disagree, and we do have all that stuff as relatives and father and son, but we also have a lot of fun together.
Well, Mandela, first, I love your shirt. It's very fitting for this interview, and I actually own that shirt, so I feel a little kinship with you right now because I
Oh,
own that.
wow. Homeland Security. I'm checking that out. I got you, son. Good choice.
Yeah, it's a good choice, I think. So, Mandela, we just mentioned, your grandfather Melvin, your father Mario, you acting as this filmmaking legacy in your family, and Outlaw Posse. You kind of play this estranged son to your father, Chief, in the film. Um, and obviously you have to well, we won't go into the story, the details, but there's some tension between you two. So what was it like playing opposite him and drumming up those kind of difficult feelings with him? Did you feel comfortable playing that, or was it a little bit like, oh, this is my actual dad and kind of strange? How did you feel about that?
Um, yeah, thank you. That's a great question. I think anytime you get to explore a relationship further and kind of put yourself in kind of the perspective of someone else and going through that, who better to do that exercise with than someone you already love and know really well and care about. So, although what makes acting enjoyable is definitely the challenge and what everything about that. But as far as who I'm playing opposite of and who I'm having challenging scenes with, you know, doing it with your own father is great, especially when the relationship you're exploring is father and son, anyways. And a lot of the topics we discuss and a lot of the things we touch on, whether you know overtly or even kind of just split in as far as the message, is stuff that's still relevant and kind of parallels today's world. So a lot of it is very much so conversations and topics you still think of and have today. So I would say regardless of them being, you know, in this Western setting, a lot of the stuff is still very, very much so relevant. Yeah.
I thought it was really relevant. I thought the past seems to repeat itself over and over again. We humans really need to get it together, I think. I wish we had more time to talk about it because I really loved the film. I thought it was great. And I hope that fans go out and check it out and watch it. And what they take from it, I hope, is that what Mario said, diversity is our strength. It really
Yes,
is.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And when the laws are unjust, the just are outlaws. So we open March 1st everywhere, and we're rough independent. You won't see huge billboards. We don't have Marvel money, but we made the movie we wanted to make. And hopefully we made a movie that's entertaining and fun, but has a little something to say. I like to call it edutainment.